Greetings, Slick Skillet. This is Mr. Mad Mick 15. Just wanted to shoot another video today, and shooting this one outside because this is really where this item would be kept and be used. And I want to talk about a supplement to your bug out bag. If you've got a evacuation route planned or bug out route planned on I want to go from point A to point B, you may want to think about having a C or a D along the way, and that is a cache. That's just something, it's like a resupply point, and it can be as simple as a 50 cal ammo can I have here, or it can be something more elaborate. I'm just using the 50 cal ammo can as an example of what you could have in a cache location along your bug out route. So let's see what we've got in our cache. We may want to put some H2O, some water, some bottles of water, a good, safe, clean source of water is important. Having some water you can trust along the way, that you ain't got to filter, you ain't got to boil. You could just pick up, open up, grab it, and go. Could be vitally important. And second item kind of correlates with this one, but that's food. Now, on the scale of things, water is way more important than food, and that goes back to the rule of threes. You can go 3 minutes without air, you can go 3 hours without shelter in adverse weather conditions, you can go 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. So it's not vitally important that your cache location contain food, but it may be from a morale standpoint. If you're having to bug out with family, wife, small kids, something like that, especially with the children, they're going to be under stress, they're going to be under strain. Their world has just absolutely collapsed around them, and they don't understand what's going on. So if you've got Hershey candy bars, if you've got bags of M&Ms, something like that, something they know and they trust, it's going to help their morale. And if it helps their morale, it's going to make your trip a lot more pleasant. So food is not vital to your survival in a cache, a bug out situation, but it may be vital to your morale, to your sanity. Another thing is clothing. People overlook clothing sometimes, but having a point where you could get a fresh pair of socks, a fresh pair of skivvies, maybe you need another knit cap, maybe you need some gloves, having some type of supplies for your persons. Maybe you work in an office and you're wearing dress shoes 99% of the time, and some event happens and you just got to grab your bag and go, and don't have time to change your shoes. Maybe you don't have a pair of your hiking boots or tennis shoes or whatever you're wearing in your bug out bag, and you're having to trek through the woods or wherever in a pair of dress shoes. So maybe you need to stop and think and say, okay, maybe an extra pair of shoes hidden somewhere might not be a bad thing. So think about that. Gloves. Think about getting some gloves, some good leather gloves, good insulated gloves. Might be handy to have. The other thing, and it's just a cam light I've got in here to I guess represent light. Now, one thing I can assure you, it's going to get dark. It usually gets dark every 12 to 14 hours somewhere in this country. Daily it'll get dark, so be prepared for the dark. Flashlight, extra batteries. You may have, well, I'm okay because I've got a pup tent in my thing, or I've got a hammock in my bag. Okay, have you ever tried to put that up in pitch black dark? Sometimes we take for granted that that our bug out is going to happen in optimal conditions. It's not. Stuff never happens in optimal conditions. Whatever can go wrong, it is going wrong. And if everything's going right, you're probably walking into an ambush. But have a light source. Have some way to light up your immediate area. Be it to put a Band-Aid on, be it to set up a hammock, a pup tent, a lean-to, whatever. Have some light. A knife. A good knife. Having a good knife or an extra knife might be something good to put into your cache. Having something to cut with, vitally important. Extra ammo for whatever firearm you're carrying. This is just a PMag I threw in here to represent ammunition. Maybe you want some extra magazines. Maybe you need to put a cleaning kit in here. So think about your firearms that you may be carrying. Medication. Maybe you're on a special medication. You have heart medication, high blood pressure, diabetes, whatever. Maybe you need to store some extra in a hidden location. Now this is just Skittles. That's just Skittles. I have a real low budget. Maybe you need some medicine. And last but not least, something to boil some water in. Might be handy to have. In fact, it is handy to have. Now this is just an old GI canteen cup, and this is just what they call the Light My Fire spork. And if you've got food in here and you're storing food, I always ask people, do you have a can opener? Because a lot of times people have got like tons and tons of something, but they forget the obvious. So if you have food, you got something to eat it out of, and you got to have something to eat it with. Now you can do the whole Daniel Boone thing and make chopsticks out of some twigs in the woods or whatever, but it's just a fork and a spoon. I mean, it's great to have. It's a neat invention. So maybe you just need some of that in there. And that's about it. Just want to get you thinking about using your imagination. Think the situation through from all angles. Find out what you think you need, what your priorities are, and put it in your box. Put it in your bag or whatever, but have a resupply point somewhere along your evacuation route if it's an extended route. And you can hide these and wherever. Just use your imagination. And hope you got something out of this, and hope it maybe got you to thinking. This is Mr. Mad Mick 15.